Manchester United then disappointingly go out of the FA Cup this year. Really am disappointed with that. The way in which we've gone out to Chelsea, it was a tall ask going to Chelsea anyway. I said in the preview I didn't really feel that Manchester United could go there and win. With our record at Stamford Bridge over the years, it's been very, very poor. They usually get the better of Manchester United. And I think we were a lot better than we were when we played them away at Stamford Bridge in October. But from the past couple of days, where we've obviously known that Zlatan was out with the suspension, and then in the last 24 hours hearing that Martial, Wayne Rooney couldn't play, and then Rashford was apparently ill and ended up starting up front and performing very, very well for Manchester United, considering I thought his pace really was causing Chelsea problems. I thought we started the game very, very well. I was surprised just how well we started the game. We really tried to close the likes of Eden Hazard down. We tried to stop them completely. Never tried to give them a minute on the ball. And I thought we were well in the game. I mean, he's played sort of the same. I feel it was the same sort of system as he played in Russia. And I thought the tactics were working. Both managers were tactically perfect in them first 25 minutes or so. Manchester United started off the better side, but Chelsea grew into it a little bit. David having to pull off 2 world-class saves in that first half. But it was then that devastating blow for Manchester United, obviously, and Herrera getting that second yellow card. And I think the second challenge wasn't really worthy of a second yellow card, but I can see exactly why the referee has given it. He's just spoken to the players. Phil Jones has gone in and done another foul on Hazard, and straight after that Herrera's gone in and made that challenge. You can't be making challenges like that if you're on a yellow card. It's always giving the referee an option to give you a second yellow card. So whether it was fully deserved or not, he shouldn't have gone in for that challenge straight after the ref had just talked to him over that Phil Jones one. And he probably should have had a talking to, but he's given the second yellow card, and it was stupidity really from Herrera to go in for that straight after Jones and had done that other one, and he'd talked to the players. And after that we were really, really up against it. There was too long left. I think it was 35 minutes on the clock when Herrera got sent off, and the game was pretty much gone then for Manchester United. There was pretty much no way, barring an absolute miracle of a defensive masterclass from Manchester United, were we going to probably get anything out of it. And we brought Fellaini on for Mkhitaryan in that first half. We've managed to see out that first half, which I was relieved to get at half time, regroup, and the second half it was just wave after wave of attack from Chelsea. They peppered Manchester United into their 18-yard box, but it took that N'Golo Kante shot from outside the box, which if David probably hadn't taken a step to the other step away, may well have got to that. I thought. It was a good shot from N'Golo Kante, but it was a long distance out. So if he hadn't took the step to the other side, David may well have got it. But N'Golo Kante, a fantastic player, doesn't get many goals for Chelsea, or he hasn't got for Leicester either. Rarely ever scores, but he is a very, very good player. Really, probably world class now. Really making the difference for Chelsea. But other players in the first half had caused us more problems. Hazard had probably caused us more problems in the first half than he did in the second half. Diego Costa's missed an absolute sitter in that second half, but that was after Marcus Rashford went almost clean through on goal. I don't know what David Luiz was doing, and then he turned Gary Cahill inside out. Fantastic work from Marcus Rashford. And them shots would have gone in last season. They were all going in. It was a fantastic save from Thibaut Courtois, not taking anything away from Thibaut Courtois, but last season, them sort of chances that Rashford was getting, it was quality play from Rashford, but it would have gone in the back of the net last season. That has been the difference from Rashford. Okay, he has played a lot out wide this season, but when he has had the chances, they've hit the goalkeeper, they've gone wide, they've hit the or just gone wide. So every chance last season he was getting just seemed to go in the back of the net. And obviously when the going gets a bit tougher, it is harder, but I'm still confident. Rashford's pace was causing them all sorts of problems. So hopefully that is the main positive tonight, that Rashford did it against a really top quality side, and it was with 10 men as well. So, he's still only 19 years of age. So hopefully he has really massive future at Manchester United, but the players put in a real shift second half. It was a shame that we couldn't do anything in that second half. I would have liked to have seen the last 10 minutes to really have had a go at Chelsea, a bit more of a go at Chelsea. We didn't even make that final substitution. Just really pepper their goal. If we'd lost 2-3-0, it wouldn't have mattered because we were going out of the FA Cup anyway. But to be honest, I think he's more worried about that game, to be honest, on Thursday, because that is our best chance of getting back into the Champions League. And to be honest, that is a major European trophy. As much as I love the FA Cup and I wanted us badly to win it again because we've never retained the FA Cup, that is probably a much, well, it's certainly a bigger priority for Manchester United this season with the Champions League spot. But I personally think it is it's probably a lot. I would have said on paper it's probably, although we're further away from that, it is probably on paper the teams in it are probably easier than the teams in the FA Cup. You're looking at the other three teams that would have been in the FA Cup. You had Tottenham, Arsenal and Manchester City. I mean, that is three mammoth teams. In the Europa League, you've probably got Lyon, Roma, I think Schalke are in it, and Mönchengladbach, but they're not the powerhouses of what we've got in the Premier League in the FA Cup. So probably the easier of the two competitions for Manchester United to win. I think it is very difficult to win because you've got to play so many more games than the FA Cup as well, and we've never won the Europa League, so let's go out there and have a real crack at that now, because we've only got that in top four. So it is about securing that top four, or the Champions League qualification. If we could win the Europa League, that'd be 2 trophies under our belt this season. I would say that is a very, very good season for Manchester United, considering the circumstances. We're in a transitional period. We've got a new manager this season. The team hasn't been good enough for the last few years. You look at Chelsea, they haven't had a lot of games to play this season. They've had a lot less than Manchester United. And they've got a championship winning team. They only won it 2 seasons ago. Last season they had a bad season, but they had a great team. It was just last season they had a bad season. Manchester United have had to bring in new players. Van Gaal brought in a lot of flops. And obviously the Moyes era as well. Players have obviously come to the end of their time, like the likes of Wayne Rooney. So it is a transitional period, and if in Jose Mourinho's first season he could pull out 2 trophies, I think that would be an absolute fantastic achievement, and hopefully then he could build on it for next season. For me, probably Marcus Rashford was about Manchester United's best player in that game. I thought he really worked his socks off. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. They're obviously disappointed that we're out. I really am disappointed, but it is what it is. You can't win every single competition. It's just the way it is. Winning 3 competitions this season for Manchester United would have been a real tall ask for Jose Mourinho in his first season. Anyway, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon.